Testing.
Testing.
Hello!
Ooh. I think it's working.
To the magic dagger.
Nice. Okay. Redo. We're gonna start like we actually start. Ooh, intro. Ready? Go. No, you can say what you want to say.
Okay, real quick, how much would the leather armor of Shadow be worth? I need to do math!
Leather armor of shadows.
Yes.
350 is what I have written down.
Dope.
350.
Tree fitty. Cool. I am going to do math very quickly, and then whatever modifier Vale manages to get us is a bonus. Hopefully he doesn't get us a negative modifier. That would be very sad.
I mean, it would be, though, very appropriate for his character.
Oh, I've already done math incorrectly. Ahem.
He has a +4 on his speech.
We won't hold it against you, Bodhi.
I appreciate that.
Alright. I'm gonna do. Alright, are we ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Cool. We've been actually on the stream. I did stream a little bit already. So, yeah, last time we continued our journey. No, wait, where did we start? We were in the village, right? Oh my gosh. The village with the cultists, with Vermina's cultists in, where Razor found, just right outside the village, found a shrine to the Daedric Prince Hermaeus Mora. They got a mission. Apparently some cultists of Vermina messed with one of Hermaeus Mora's servants, kidnapped them, and so you guys went back already knowing that, hey, there's potentially cultists here. Everybody was having dreams of good things back in town. There was winds, visions. Seemed to be like a little something was off. There was some, and the soul of the oasis that is still residing in your flesh vessel was like trying to get a message to you that something was wrong. You were forcibly trying to wake yourself up. Luckily, the dream state it would keep people from naturally like waking themselves up, but it would not keep people from staying asleep if somebody was shaking them. So you woke up to, I believe, Razor shaking you, Vale and Bertolus also woke up. Bertolus dived over to Vale and was kind of crazy. Then he went over and found some cultists in the mayor's house. You went in, talked a little bit, realized that talking wasn't going to get you much, while Neo and Wynn kind of snuck in through the cellar door, and you were able to defeat the cultists. Pretty much one shot each. It was pretty quick affair as far as any combat went. Vale went outside as the people were waking up, hearing the commotion, and the spell stopped, and so everybody around the village woke up all at once. Vale went out, gave them a talk. The Dremora was standing there menacingly and was demonstrating that it maybe had a little bit of wiggle room in the orders that Razor was giving. So you decided to get rid of that, give it to Hermaeus Mora, you were rewarded with a bunch of skill books that you started reading on the rest of your journey. You made it into the mountains, and Bertilis, with freaking eagle eyes, spotted an ambush. Imperial soldiers kind of all around, and you're like, oh man, this is going to be an ambush. But the way that you were coming into it, they weren't set up necessarily to ambush you. So you quickly started trying to get out of there, not really knowing exactly what was going on. One of them tried to wave you down and come talk to you. Somebody you had briefly met before, but I guess you don't remember him. You don't remember. It was Vic. He walked past you. I called him out. He walked past you. And then he tried to say, you guys need to not be around here because we're about to ambush these folks. Just as someone in the crowd, or someone in the Imperial Legion up there, locked eyes with Bertilis, and you recognized him. It was Sir Rias. You remember, a friend of your father, and he's an older gentleman. You hadn't seen him in a while until he left when you were young, and then he came back shortly after the Oblivion Crisis for a little while, and then he left again. And that's where we ended. So, oh no, then there was a call, there was a contact. Whoever they were ambushing is coming up the trail from the opposite side. So, you guys are standing there on the trail. Imperial soldiers hunkering down, all kind of up the hill, up the hills on either side of you. And the commander, the guy who looks like, and I went back and looked, he's not a combination of The Rock and Chris Evans. We described him as Hercules, and Bodhi, you were wondering if he looks like Kevin Sorbo or somebody else. I can't remember, but
is he Disney Hercules? Is he Kevin Sorbo Hercules? Is he The Rock Hercules? Because that's happened. There are a lot of Herculeses.
He's a amalgamation.
Herculi.
He's beefy.
Okay.
Handsome, if that's your type, I guess.
Being handsome, hard to go wrong.
Yeah, it's good looking. He's got a nice butt.
Oh my god.
That's all Christina cares about.
That is all Christina cares about, as we've previously established.
That was 2 games ago, guys.
Uh-huh.
So he turns, kind of looks at you briefly, and runs off as Sir Rias kind of kneels back down into his spot and tries to, over at you, Bertilis, he's like, and then, yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I think he's telling us to stay here.
Okay.
Do you want us to stay here?
I mean, maybe you could go see what's going on.
Fair enough. Off into the trees I go.
Stealth? Sneak?
Yep. Yep.
Do it. And
I'm reasonably good at that. Good. Totally forgot.
oh, dang. You're going to get a lot of money. I should have.
I know.
Yep.
I just
Great.
realized that roll.
Oh, that wasn't very good. Thank you, Dice, for being on my side. I'm going to spend a fate point to automatically succeed that sneak check.
Atta baby. Let's just burn through it right now.
All right.
Hey, that's what fate points are for, right?
Yeah, for when you don't need it necessarily.
Hey, this is important. Could get
It is.
some very juicy information on that guy with the nice butt for a certain someone in this party.
Bertolus.
Bertolus. Yep.
Secret.
So you sneak off to get to a vantage point to kind of see what the heck's going on over here. The Imperial soldiers here are... Well, actually, we'll start with the group that's coming up the other side of the trail. You can see soldiers marching in line. Just the two of them can fit that on the trail. Marching. There's maybe about 100 of them that are kind of marching their way through. There's like an officer that's kind of like moving along. They have Nordic like styled armor and stuff, and they're kind of making their way up into like they would run into the others if when they got partway through, all of a sudden arrows from the Imperial soldiers start launching in, and and there's chaos, and they start trying to defend themselves, and then little groups of these Imperial soldiers, 3 in a group, close off either side with shields in front so that they can't run backwards or forwards, and start pressuring on them. And they have a very unique kind of fighting style. The 2 in the front have, they've got their shields and their weapons, but they also are casting magic. You can see them doing magic spells. And then there's a third one that stands behind them, who seems that like their sole responsibility is defensive magic. So they're putting defensive spells on the 2 that are right in front of them, and they work as a cohesive trio, and like they defend each other. If one's about to get attacked, the other one will intercede, and they kind of work really well together. And it's a pretty, you can hear, the rest of you can hear this fighting happening, but it's not going to last long from what you can tell.
Alright. Well, go back to the group. Let them know what's going on. With the very impressive teamwork. That the fight will be over soon, so we can probably just chill. Unless you want to go help.
I knew of that guy, but I don't know if we really have a, who's the side we join and for what.
If we want to pick a side at all. We are only here to find an object.
Right. I
Any
think
other
it's best to
thoughts?
just stay out of it.
Try and move in between the groups.
It's gonna be over soon. Maybe they'll just let us by.
Alright, well, there's some gear I've been meaning to find the time to put on, so...
Now's the time.
Hey. That's a good point. I'll put mine on too.
To make a little campfire. So go set up a tent for changing.
So you guys are gonna kind of pull back and like set up a little camp?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I slip into something a little more comfortable that just so happens to be complete Morag Tong set.
Oh,
That's fine.
What?
I know. Super excited and sad.
I mean, it's pretty good gear, I'm gonna be honest.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, coming up to did you try to hide your camp at all?
No.
No?
Lily.
Sir Rias, he shows up eventually. He's got like a bow and a quiver of arrows, a sword at his belt, and he kind of comes walking up. He has a limp. He limps pretty heavily. That's probably something you know about him, Bertolus. He's had that for a while, I suppose. And he comes walking up to you. Are you looking for, I don't know, Bertolus, you're maybe putting on armor or changing or doing whatever. He shouts your name. Bertolus.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Sir Rias.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I used to serve in the Imperial Guard for a time. And they need all the help they can get, so here I am again. Even with my leg the way it is.
I would have thought you would have retired by now.
Yes, but the world disagreed with that plan. It's good to see you. It's such crazy happenstance to find you out here. Your friends, I see, are an interesting group. What are you doing out here?
Well, my father sent me on a bit of a mission to help
Oh yes,
that young lad over there.
he mentioned.
He told you.
Yeah, he seemed kind of obsessive with it. Is he is he all right? He was very not in good health last I saw him.
I don't know. He was very ill when he sent me. They did not expect he would live much longer.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's like that Vale's not here now at the second, but he's probably standing there like looking. I don't know. So, but why you protect? Why are you out here? I mean,
The boy's fate takes him this way, so that is where we go.
well, is our camp is not far from here. I can vouch for you, and you could stay with us. These hills are more and more starting to crawl with Sulla's troops.
Would she. They? She? Do we know it's a she?
Sulla?
Yeah.
Sulla's he's a guy.
Oh, okay. Would they be prone to attack travelers if we're unaffiliated?
Probably not.
Then I think
Actually,
we'll be
yeah,
alright.
probably not. That's a good point. Screw what I had planned for this one. You guys can just go on your own. I'm not gonna.
We can spend a night. It's been a
No,
tough
no.
journey up the mountain, but we are in a bit of a hurry.
You guys want to have your own. Anyways, go.
We'll stay for a night.
Perfect.
No, we're leaving now. Screw Casey's plans.
We'll just sneak around during camp. We don't need to go through the normal people pass. We'll be alright.
Yeah, we here we go. I got it. We found an old abandoned fortification that we've set up at.
Well, it does sound
It's
much
nearby.
safer than sleeping in the open.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, as soon as we're done here, we'll certainly join you.
Sure, I'll go inform the others, I suppose. I'll go inform my commander. He's a good man.
Surprised you're not the commander.
Hmm.
Certainly old enough.
Take that. Hey! I'm still in good health.
You are. You look it.
Uh-huh.
And he goes off to grab the others. Or they'll meet up with you if you want. However you want to do this, I suppose.
So that was Sorias. He's a friend, was a friend, is a friend of my father.
He seems like an honorable fellow.
He always seemed so when I was a child. I haven't
Yes.
seen him for, gosh, over a decade now.
It has been
Were they
quite
pretty-
some time then.
Are they pretty close?
Yes, especially if my father told him about his plans.
Would he have told him all of that plan, or just that you are escorting Vale?
I'm not sure. He didn't seem to know too many details.
Just because they don't seem like it doesn't mean they don't.
And you trust him?
I mean, yes. He's never been any kind of schemer. He's a very plain spoken soldier.
Then one night shouldn't be too much of a risk.
Cool. So a short while later, the commander and Sorias and a couple others, they appear to have like been patching up the couple of wounded that they had, and they come up and the commander steps forward. He says, "I am Aldrich. I understand you'll be staying with us for a night."
Is he the guy that looks like The Rock?
Yes.
Okay.
Aldrich the Rock Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Most important question. Are my muscles bigger than his muscles?
Ooh. I don't think so, no.
Does have a lot of physique.
Close.
Wow.
I'm working out, yeah. That's right.
I don't know. You guys will have to compare.
There's,
You guys
there's
have to-
only one way to
physique
find
up.
out.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun.
Do it.
What's that scene from
I mean, she's
Full
thinking
Metal
that,
Alchemist?
but she won't do it.
Hmm. Yeah, just show off those guns. Yeah.
yes, we'd be honored to spend a night in your camp if you would have us.
Very well then. Follow me. Follow us. This way. And they lead you. He starts going down up the trail towards you where you guys were already going.
Can we do like some sort of notice just to make sure that there's nobody around, possibly?
Sure. It'll be
Perception.
Might notice a heap of bodies.
Oh, right. That's what I'm gonna do.
my brain is moving really slow today, guys. I apologize.
It just is this Sunday, that's all.
Hey, we rolled the same, except, you know, Bertholus did a lot better.
I believe in you guys.
No, the answer is no. There's no real. You don't notice any threats. It seems that these guys are somehow special, like regular These are not regular soldiers. These seem to be some sort of special I mean, that's not special forces, but these. He mentioned Imperial Guard, which are an elite squad, elite group.
All right, so I noticed that they are acting more elite-like than the people that we've fought before.
Yes.
We getting any, like, are people paying, do they look and be like, oh, weird, those are not elite Imperial forces that are going to spend a night in the camp with us. Cough, cough, we are an odd amalgamation of fellows.
Yeah, especially maybe with that armor that you swapped into. You definitely get a number of looks. But it's all pretty brief. The commander must have said, "Hey, these people are coming with us. Don't worry about it," or whatever. Just, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's a couple eyebrows raised, and they lead you through the trail. It's not that far of a journey. I mean, you guys were already close to where you were going anyway, but you kind of come up over this ridge, and there's a small valley below that kind of opens up on one end. You see a stream kind of making its way down through a little bit of waterfalls. It gets a little bit rapid that direction. And you see a little more mountains that direction, but further, if you kept going that way, you'd eventually get down into Cyrodiil and the Heartland. To your north would be Skyrim. And the city of Falkreath, not actually all that far away, I don't think. But yeah, there is this crumbled, like, ancient fortress. A lot of it has been reclaimed by nature with bushes and trees and things growing all over the place. And the troop kind of heads down into there. There's already some of the Imperial Guard who've stayed behind at the camp. But Razor, you probably noticed pretty quick, and comparing to the map that you have, this is it. This is Sancretor. They set up at...
Convenient.
Yeah, I thought so too. Good way to make you hang out with these people.
Yep, well, that'll do it.
Fine, Dad. We'll go hang out at their house.
Because even if you didn't want to go with them, they were still there. That's how I decided to resolve that.
Creative problem solving.
Smart. Nice.
Cool. They lead you in. The commander says he would like to talk with you later today, but Sirius will make sure that you guys get settled in.
Alright. I assume I have no clue that we are where we're supposed to be.
I mean,
the
unless
thing.
you've looked at the... yeah, unless you've looked at the map. You probably don't know exactly.
Yeah.
There are... two big central kind of towers. And they kind of mirror, there's the mountains that are kind of behind, it kind of mirrors the mountains. One of the mountains is much taller than the other, but these two towers kind of built in like parallel with the mountains. Crumbled, there's a kind of a thick wall that lots of parts of it have crumbled. Yeah, there's other smaller ruins, buildings. I mean, you could probably explore the area.
Bartolos, are you familiar with these kinds of castles?
Only from story. I've never... I mean... Yeah, mostly just legend.
it might be a good idea to get a lay of the land, if you will. May only be
All
one
right.
night, but no need to be incautious.
Well, I'm sure he and Sirius have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Can mix messages here.
And with that, I'm going to wander off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Razor's going to wander off.
Bye, Razor.
I'm gonna set up around here, like set up camp or something. I'm just gonna busy myself.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I don't know what else to do.
Makes sense.
Neo, I guess maybe you should go with him.
I suppose. It was worth trailing him last time.
Yeah.
Vale goes with you, or Vale sticks. Or no, Vale, he's probably doing his own thing. I don't know. But he'll stick with
Probably
you if
singing
you want.
songs.
If you want to him to be nearby. If you want to stay near Vale, he'll just go with wherever you go. We'll just decide.
Mm-hmm.
If not, he could help Wynn set up our little spot inside the keep. There are any private conversations you want to go have with people that are not in the party? It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go wander off and find Sirius.
Cool. Razor, where are you going?
Nowhere in particular. Just wherever. Taking a look around the ruins.
Scholarship.
Sure.
And Neo, do you want Razor? Are you stealthing after Razor, or are you just?
I'm just gonna walk behind him, lean into his apparent fear that I'm here to kill him a little bit. Have some fun.
Cool.
I am, after all, in pure Morag Tong garb, so could be fun.
Scholarship roll there, bro.
Yep.
Wooly.
Despite how kind of old and run down this place is, you even just looking around a little bit, you can tell that there's recently been, even beyond the Imperial Guard that are here, there's been people. Somebody's been through here before. You find telltale signs of activity and footsteps and maybe some trash or something. And one other thing maybe is that the Imperial Guard, they almost treat this place with a little bit of reverence.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you notice here is there is, as you're kind of wandering around looking at stuff, there is a big a metal panel that's erected and set on a stone pillar that looks, it's new, the fortifications are old. This pillar with the panel on it is also old, but it's newer. With a 5, yeah, you can tell that it's... Oh, you got a good, not a 5. Maybe you can't tell that it's newer then. You don't.
Right.
It sticks out to you for some reason, but...
I mean, I'll investigate it a little bit closer.
It's covered with, some vines and things, and it looks like there's maybe something on it, and you start pulling away, and you can immediately notice the Imperial Dragon sigil on it. Back at the camp, you've got, when you're setting stuff up, this short Bosmer wood elf, like, an imperial armor, is roll perception, actually. Let's see how far.
Deep things.
Just making this shit up as we go.
3. And why not? I can't use a fate point for this particular situation.
I mean, you could.
I am a warrior nomad, and I am made to, like, see and perceive people well. So then that will give me a +5.
Okay. That's still not good enough to see the thing, but I will still reward that fate point on your perception. You're a warrior nomad. Okay. So you're setting up camp, and there's Vale. He did not go. I'm gonna say he didn't go follow Bertilis. Vale's like standing over there, like looking at stuff and like just kind of being himself. And all of a sudden, you're setting up, and you look over, and there's a Bosmer, a very short wood elf. And he's standing right there, and he's got his head cocked at you, and he's like, interesting couple of people you have here. What brings you out? Brings you out to this area?
Brings us out to this area.
Yeah, hey, I could get you some liquor. We could talk about it over a drink. I'm just trying to be. His
Sure.
eyes kind of narrow, friendly. He looks very suspicious of you, like he thinks. Yeah.
Sure. I'll drink.
Excellent. And he steps back the way he came and like disappears again.
I look over at Vale and I shake my head at him so that he knows, like, just, this person is no good, I guess.
Vale is not necessarily paying attention to you. He's looking down at the ground, and that fate point you spent, always looking for danger and trouble. You look down at the ground where you are, and the hair on the back of your neck goes up. Bertilis.
What?
Perfect.
You're walking around with Sirius. You're hanging. He's leading you around. In fact, you're like, oh, that's Kalmanar. He's from High Rock, and that's Standard from Morrowind. And pointing out that there's a very diverse group of soldiers, and he's like, yeah, it's been hard. The word is that they didn't want the Imperial Guard in the capital. So we got this.
Why would they not want the guard in the capital?
Something to do with politics. Men, he looks over at Aldrich, and he's like, men who have strong codes of honor are not easily swayed, but they do follow orders.
That seems like it could be taken advantage of.
It's one of the many conundrums of taking oaths. But you was that that red-haired man back there? Is he that's who your father was talking about?
Oh, the boy? Yes.
He's a little old to be a boy, but okay.
Even Bertolus calls him a boy.
Yeah, I'm like 2 years older than him. I've never heard anyone refer to him as being old, but
And
I suppose in a way you're right.
was it?
I suppose in a way you're right. He is of age. A man in his own right.
He doesn't really look much like his father, does he?
Think hard.
Crap.
Okay.
I know who his father is, right?
I hope.
Yeah. Right,
so.
yes, I remember.
Oh, it's a good sign. I hope you do.
You know, if you want a moment to kind of collect.
Yeah, give me a second.
Just gotta go read his notes real quick.
I knew this was coming. It's great.
Right.
Well, take it. Go read that thing that you should.
No, I want
It's
us
fine,
all
it's
to
fine.
stare at Aaron in silence for the next
the
however
whole
long
time.
it takes him to find. It'll just make it worse. But,
Yeah,
it'll be
I
fun for
perform the
us.
best when that's going on.
Well, we're all staring at you, Aaron.
Yeah, as much as I love torturing Aaron, as much as anyone
Yeah,
else,
Razor, Neo.
maybe we could move on to somebody else just to spare him a little bit.
But his face. Come on.
Mhm.
But his face.
How about?
I mean, so Fraser is, during his wanderings, stopping and looking at anything that's particularly fascinating. I will probably end up just walking up next to him, being like, what's that?
Well, this appears to be a stone pillar. I'll be here all week.
Alright, sassy pants.
As you're
No.
kind of.
It has a symbol for the Empire on it. It's fascinating.
Is that significant? I thought humans put their shenanigans everywhere.
I think this has some significance. I'm not sure what, though.
There is, as you're pulling it off, you know, well, there's something more to it. The two mountains,
Mm-hmm.
there's two mountains on either side of this as you're kind of moving the vines aside.
Mm-hmm.
There's two mountains displayed. That's not usually on these types of things. And then down below, there's like a ground the ground that's been drawn, and then a hole, and it's almost like the symbol is coming up out of.
Let's see.
A puzzle, then?
Or a map. Some sort of symbolism. I mean, obviously this is referring to the two mountains, and I suppose this is a symbol for Sancretor. The Empire emerged from this cave, I suppose you could say.
Oh, so the humans do acknowledge crawling out of a cave. Interesting.
In a sense, yes. Very
Oh,
interesting.
Sancretor. Does that mean we're where we need to be?
Yes.
Well,
Yes, this is where we need to be.
that's unfortunate. Was hoping,
Why
we wouldn't
so?
have, was hoping we wouldn't have to be around so many people for this. It's a lot harder to keep our mission secret with so many eyes and ears about. And at that point, I will probably check good hiding places for anybody eavesdropping.
Perception.
Yeah. That notice. Would this count as trying to spot danger?
I
Probably
would.
not.
This count as trying to spot danger. I mean, if you're, is it danger for? Is that I guess that's intended if somebody's about to attack you or lurking in the shadows with the knife. But
Or being advanced on by combat-oriented opponents.
yeah,
So
I guess
perhaps
if you
not
just.
in this sense.
But I suppose
Fair
it's
enough.
hard for you to know if there I mean, if there's danger nearby, I guess you get a +2 on it. There you go.
Fair. All right. Well, if this counts, there's an additional 2 on this. Oh, I rolled that in the wrong place. Please hold. Ha. There we go. Hey! So a 5 without danger, and a 7 with
There
danger.
is danger.
Hey, that's concerning.
Fine.
I think I want to go back to Bertolus before I reveal what is happening with Wynn.
Well, he's a
Mhm.
ghost now. So, oh!
You got freaking
I'm here.
overalls on? Nice, man.
Good save.
Aren't they cute? They're
Yeah.
very cute overalls. I like them. They match his hair.
Thanks.
They're very dashing.
This is what I wear to work. It's very dirty.
So yeah, he doesn't look much like his father, does he?
Vandrick? I suppose he doesn't. I didn't see Vandrick's face too much. It was mostly wearing a helmet when I saw him, but he certainly didn't have red hair. Did you know him?
When we were younger, yeah, he and your father were close.
Father didn't tell me much of their time together.
I always try
Just
to.
that
I don't have any kids of my own, but I always try to tell your dad to be a little more open with you.
I
A good
would like to
Knights.
say that he
knights, especially Knights of the Dragon, learn to trust each other. And if you can't trust your squires or your own son, I don't mean to speak ill of your father. Sorry.
No, I understand. I would like to say that he took your advice, but
So
still, I do think he was a good man.
yeah. I suppose that you haven't found the boy's mother either, then, huh?
Well, he claims to know his mother. Did you know his mother?
Your father didn't mention it, and I didn't.
Yeah, he seems to have grown up around his mother.
Well, I mean, suppose that's there's a screeching noise back towards from where your camp was.
Great. This is great.
I'm
I don't
believing you,
suppose I'll
Win.
be getting that drink, will I?
Neo,
Maybe. Oh boy.
with that 5, you spot as Razor's kind of looking at you and moving things across. There's like a spark of some sorts that you briefly see, and it moves down lightning quick from the plate, from the symbol, down to the ground and shoots off back towards where Wynn and Vale are hanging out. Wynn, you're looking over at Vale. Vale's staring at the ground, and he bends down. The hair on the back of your neck goes up, and he puts his hand on the ground and.
Can I shove him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shove him.
You go running up and you shove him out of the way.
I shove him out of the way, not like over an edge or anything, but like shove him probably into like a piece of rock or like away from anything that might hurt him. Maybe just grass. I'm gonna shove him onto some soft grass.
Shove him into a rock. Not anything that'll hurt him.
But anyways, I'm gonna shove him away. So that's gonna be what, like an athletics roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, dice, don't fail me when I need you.
Come on, virtual dice.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm re-rolling that. I am the last of my tribe, so I do understand the importance of friendships and, protecting people. So knowing that I have somebody to protect, I am more reinvigorated to re-roll. That is better.
That is, quite a bit better there. Okay. So he was reaching down, and as you kind of come running up, you're just acting. You're not necessarily looking. It looks like there's some sort of metal or something that's sticking out of the ground, just a little bit right here, and you shove him to the side, and then there's this kind of screeching, keening noise as kind of erupting from the ground. Is this not huge, but quite, maybe it's the size of a horse, like metallic coated, kind of beat up. It has wings, kind of a gnarly looking, kind of draconic looking face. The wings, by the way, are like broken and like one's lying flat, and they're made out of some crazy material. And it looks like a freak. It looks weird.
Okay.
Like its limbs are kind of distorted. Like part of its like back right leg is missing as it kind of pops out of the ground and lets out this.
Oh my.
Is it a good witch or is it a bad witch?
I'm sorry, what kind of noise was that? I don't think I heard it properly the first time.
That's all right. You're not there. It's you.
It's already been beaten up. It doesn't
Come on,
like it's
Casey,
like it's kind of
do it.
it's really
Make
a
the
broken
noise.
creature, right? It doesn't look like it's like
It doesn't look alive.
like it can it like attack still?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
how-
it tried to. It was going after Vale at
Got it.
first. You shove
right.
him out of the way.
So then,
and then
since it attacked first, I'm gonna attack it back. That's what I'm gonna do.
its jaws.
I've seen worse. Maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and attack. The rest of you do hear that. I'm gonna let Tristina do her thing.
Christina.
Win, and then we'll get the rest of you.
I think it's easier for me to pull out like my two short sword things than my claymore, so I think that would make more sense.
Easier in close combat like this.
Close
Yeah.
combat, yeah. So I did that, and I rolled a 7.
Dang.
Okay. So how much damage?
They do 3 damage each.
So that's 6. Okay, you think you get a little bit of a scratch on its metal armor, but it does not look to upset by that. And it turns its one
Yep.
eye kind of glows with like and it sparks a little bit, kind of like flickers, and it.
As long as it like has its attention on me, that's all that I care about. And I yell back at Vale and I say, warn the others, get out of here.
Neo, you saw the spark. You look down that. You watch that direction. You hear.
Oh. Well,
I'm just gonna
you
make a
seem to
different.
have done something. And I will unsling my bow and head in that direction until I see the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long for you to kind of quickly move back to where you were, back toward the camp, and you see Wynn facing off against. I mean, I would say dragon, but it's something. It just looks weird. Looks wrong. Pseudo dragon made of metal.
Pseudo dragon. Got it.
Pseudo.
Swede. We're fighting a Swede dragon. Got it. Yeah, we're just gonna let's shoot some arrows at it. Doesn't look like poison will do much, so we won't poison this time. But that's okay. I'm pretty good with a bow, believe it or not.
I will believe.
You will believe. Well, unless I roll not amazing, then I'm less good with a bow.
Hey, but that armor piercing is going to be real handy in this instance.
Yes, yes it is. It's got an armor penetration of 3. And the bow does 1 additional damage.
All right, so you get the 3 damage for the armor piercing.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it doesn't like that so much. It lets out another kind of metallic sounding. I'm just gonna make a different sound effect every single time.
Perfect. I like it.
I love it.
And
God, Jason!
yeah, it's gonna bite at Wynn. Athletics or something to get out of the God damn it. To get out of the way.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. You
Is that your second epic combat roll?
It
so far?
is. I'm
Nice.
rolling very well today.
When it's ready.
plus big bonus on those.
Yeah, it's
athletics.
my highest skill.
You leap backwards as
What?
its mouth kind of chomps and like a tooth kind of goes flying off to the side. Razor.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow Neo Liflineth and run up the hill. Let's see what happened.
You see, at first you're like, dragon. And you look and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. That's impossible. That can't be. And you're like, it's not a dragon. It's a construct. But it's weird because it looks like it's coated in metal, but it's not all metal. Doesn't look like a door, like one of the,
All right, it's not Dwemer.
yeah.
That is concerning. However, it is dangerous and coated in metal, so lightning it is.
Oh, right.
Don't miss. There's somebody else coated in metal.
Right.
Yeah, there is.
So the spell doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
What?
Yep.
Oh no.
I finally settled on what my criteria was. And what it.
You son of a...
Well, that's fair.
So you and nothing.
The lightning just fizzles out.
Yeah, it fizzles.
This is unfortunate timing for your Oblivion connection to be acting up, Razor.
Look, it's I don't know what I don't
Oblivion connection.
never you mind.
Any suggestions of where to hit?
Not in the
Eyes?
armor.
Eyes.
No, really.
Eyes.
Bertolus.
So I look at Sirius and I'm like, well, duty calls, and then I go sprinting off towards the danger.
He yells for the troops around to kind of assemble and like, danger, danger!
High voltage.
When we touch,
Nice.
when we take it. So you go running off. You come around the corner, and right there is Wind. Vale's kind of standing off to the side, being like, help, help, help. And yeah, there's this weird-looking dragon thing.
All right. Well, I'll move to engage it in melee combat. Try to position. I think Win is between it and Vale.
Yes, I am.
Well, then I guess I'll flank it. I'll move to the opposite side of her and maybe learn a little bit of teamwork like these guys have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I shift enough where like I can like move with Bertolus. So I acknowledge where he's at.
Do I have time to stab at it, or?
Yeah, you can take an advantage. You can take an advantage. You can create an advantage or make an attack. Or
You know what? Actually, I will create an advantage for Win.
Okay.
so go ahead and give me
Teamwork.
a roll. This.
Yeah. Bertolus.
Nice.
Ooh.
Teamwork.
One away from a crit, my dude.
I know.
Not bad.
One sec. Let me look at something real quick. I'm actually checking the book.
You have a book for this?
Whoa!
Ah.
Hey, maybe one of these days we'll actually learn all the rules in this game.
No.
I mean, there can't be that many. It's Fate.
This is Black Shield, man. We've been finagling with Fate for far longer than I've even been apart.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more of a like guidelines and actual rules.
Pretty much.
So when you roll to create an advantage, you must specify whether you're creating a new situation aspect or taking advantage. When you tie. So you got very good. Was that style? No. Create a situation aspect with a free invocation. What's the situation aspect here that you end up creating?
Um,
I can think.
It's hard when I mean, I kind of have a picture of what this thing looks like, but I think it's really that it's just distracted. You know, it doesn't have its full attention on
Okay.
Win at the moment.
Blade work. So you kind of are brandishing your thing. You jump forward and put your shield up in its face, kind of get its attention, move to the side, try to create an opening for Wind to take advantage of. It's gonna go. It tries to hit you. Give me a defensive roll. Then Win, you're up.
What?
Got it.
Yes, you, Bertolus.
Oh, all right. Let's
Even
see.
so, obviously my Dwarmer short sword doesn't do anything. Like it only just
Not
made
enough.
like not even a dent, right?
I mean, you scratched it,
All right.
so not
well,
a dent. No, a scratch
Yeah, and that was pretty good. I was pretty confident about those.
it was a good
Um,
roll. It did
so-
roll not horrible against you.
But I didn't do anything. I think I need to start relying on my Ansei abilities. Because I've learned that you can't depend on magical items to get you out of stuff.
Hard disagree.
So I'm going to trust in my inner self, which is hard for Win, but she's gonna do it. And she's gonna try to summon some sort of magical sword or spear or something to help with this situation, because as it stands, this guy is gonna tear into everybody, including Bertolus, who's putting his neck out for me. So I need to do some sort of damage.
Sure. I think with how I've been going with this and what my plan is for it, what happens is you kind of step back. So Bertolus is over here trying to make an advantage for you. Like it's like, aha, aha, dude. You step back and you're like, these fucking things aren't doing it. You put them back. You like close your eyes. Everybody's looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? Like take a deep breath and you're like, you feel the spirit of the oasis kind of, you feel its pressure. You feel it inside of your body. And like not, you normally aren't able to do that, but you're concentrated, you can feel it. And there's something else inside of you. What is, it's you. You sense a you. And what do you, so what, be specific. Tell me what you're trying.
A song, like a lullaby comes to mind because you have to sing something, right? So like a lullaby that my mom sang me, and like all that like emotion that goes with it. And I imagine that emotion taking some sort of like maybe like a spear, kind of like a shape of a spear, so I can throw it and just like get rid of these like emotions that have been like hanging on to me for far too long.
All right.
I'm going for.
You concentrate, you center yourself, you feel you. It's all about your connection with yourself. And you're like, I'm gonna just freaking get rid of this. And you realize it's not so much about the thought of it. If you overthink it, it's just not going to happen. And I'll say 1 round, you summon a spear, a short spear of brilliant silvery light in your hand. That's it.
Okay.
You have 1 round.
All right.
Then I'm going to go to Razor.
As my magic has crapped out on me yet again.
Interesting switch from Lynn, who's summoned like a magic spear thing, to Razor, who's like fucking magic.
I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try it again.
I'm sorry, I'm going out of order. It's Neo. Neo, you go first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Go, Neo.
I mean, if you already know what you want to do.
Go. You go.
Okie dokie. Well, I bet you guys can't guess what I'm gonna do.
Shoot him.
Pew pew pew.
Oh wow, that's terrible. Here, scene.
There,
Help me
wait,
hunt
there's still a
this
free
creature.
aspect, right?
Is there?
There is.
Oh, I totally
There is
thought.
a situation
Look it up.
aspect of it being distracted.
It's distracted.
tap
It
that.
doesn't have to. Yeah, there you go.
I'll tap that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that'll be a 6 then
Ooh.
instead.
So that's 5 shifts. Your bow doesn't have any extra damage on it, does it? Your steel bow? 1? So
1.
6. And then 3 armor. So you get the 3 armor penetration damage.
Hey! Thanks for that free shift. Or free tap. And I'll move a little bit so I'm not actually next to Razor.
Says Christina, it's 2. It gets to go after 2 of you go. Because it's special.
Fun.
It's a special boy.
Bertilis, it comes after you again. Give me another defensive roll, and then Razor. Oh, gosh. Plink it off your shield. It kind of... there's Imperial soldiers that are starting to show up, by the way, behind you. Razor.
Well, now I'm just showing off for them.
Yeah. Let's see. Come on, Azura. I can't. I'm tired of looking like a fool right now. I'm going to try again, and I'm going to tap Child of Azura to try and get my magic to work this time.
Do it.
As Shock Bolt, and spend a fate point.
All right. Yeah. Holy shit.
Whoa.
All right.
Yep.
Shock bolt.
How shocking.
Spells.
Ugh.
What, that didn't electrify you, Aaron?
I knew that was coming.
Or shock, I guess.
Shock. There we go.
And
Shifts plus
Not
2
even
is shock
not even
damage.
tingles? Come on, man.
Mhm.
It tries to defend itself. 6, 7. So you get 7 points. It has magic resist. It does see, it hurts it a little bit. You can see it kind of shudder. Its eye sparking more and more. If you notice that, maybe Bertilis and Wynn are the ones who notice it going tick, 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 tick.
Right.
As the energy kind of courses through, and it for a moment kind of like shudders, and like one of its kind of weaker looking arms falls onto one and like tries to push itself back up slowly. And Bertilis, your turn.
You know, I'm gonna try to create another advantage by that arm that it's kind of resting on. I'm just gonna try to pin it to the ground to make
Yeah.
sure it can't like maneuver very well.
Go ahead and give me another blade work. Blade work. I like that.
Oh yeah! Again, 1 off.
that's amazing. Rolls have been very on point.
Yeah, easy. Cool. One of its wings sweeps at you as you're pinning it to the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah, dodge that!
Oh.
Ah! Aha!
Oh!
Hell yeah! Are you going to use a fate point? You can.
No, I'm not gonna use a fate point.
Oh yeah, take the hit. That's a good idea. You're going to take... let's see, that's 1... so that's 6 points of physical stress.
Yeah, you know, I got armor 3. Does it have any armor pen?
It does not.
So I take 3. I'm good.
Damn it. All right. Note to self.
Hey,
Increase the damage.
you still hit him, which
I'm
is
glad to.
I gotta let him hit me sometimes, right? Gotta
don't
make
worry.
him
He'll
feel
switch
good.
to magic attacks eventually, and then we'll be in trouble.
Imperial guards are showing up. Some of them, just like you, Neo, have bows, and they're starting
Cooks in the
to.
kitchen.
And this thing is starting to take some hits, and it's those and the arrows, because freaking armor pen. It's like some aren't finding their spot or bouncing off, but there are a couple that are managing to stick in, and it's and the eye is flickering and flickering and flickering and flickering and flickering faster and faster. Win, what do you do?
Stab it in its eye with my spear.
Give me right in the eye. Perfect.
Do it.
Right in the eye.
Give me a one-handed. One-handed.
What did it? Okay.
And there's a free situation aspect out there as well.
So does that mean I add a 2 to it?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to.
I'm gonna
Yep.
add a 2 to that to make it a 5. And can I tap my anti-initiate aspect?
Yeah,
So then I can make it a 7.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that. And actually, you know what? Instead of I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it.
So you summon this thing, just out of your pure body essence, and it kind of wraps around your arm and forms into this solid-looking spear. And give it a huck. You huck it. Throw it. Do you stab?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do the I am Spartacus thing. So I'm gonna, at least, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, good old spear thrust. Right on its eye. It tries to dodge out of the way. It does a pretty darn good job trying to dodge, but its arm is pinned. And it looks back as its arm is... It thought, I can just knock this guy off. No problem. But Bertolus just takes the hit and holds his position. And it gets stuck, looks back, lining its eye up just perfect for you to stab through. And it's like you feel a little bit of resistance, but the spear and even the shaft of it seems to be burning away at the thing, and it goes through like butter, like melted butter, and like even maybe overdo it a little bit, and it sinks in deep, like right up to your hand, and there's sparking, and the spark kind of shoots off to the side, and roll perception. In particular, Neo, I want to roll perception since she was the one who spotted the spark to begin with, but
That's fair.
I guess everybody gets to.
Okay.
That's as much as I perceive being up close and personal with it.
Perfect. Nice.
I don't see anything.
Hey, Luca got the highest. Good.
Nice.
Good job.
Playing my part.
The spark, you see kind of flip around a little bit, and it's moving, almost like it's got an intent, and then zips away from the fortress towards the two double mountains off in the distance. It kind of...
Can I try and catch it?
Yeah.
I know.
This seems like it's either going to be
Yeah.
painful, ineffective, or surprising.
It just so happens it's coming right by you. Here it comes.
I'm like, oh, hopefully this doesn't burn the shit out of my hands. Oh, this is a terrible plan. All right, you want acrobatics?
Yeah, I like acrobatics. It's good. Like catching stuff.
Good, because my athletics is terrible. Uh,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna spend a fate point on it. I am a hunter of Hircine, and by God, I'm gonna catch that thing.
With a 4.
Yes, I'm gonna try. I don't think I have anything else I can tap for this, so.
I'm gonna. Four's not good enough. Just it barely. You feel a little bit of heat off of it, and you get so close. It's almost like you can hear a voice. Maybe, yeah. That's what I'll consolation prize for spending a fate point.
My fate point consolation prize.
I
Fair enough.
want to reward fate points because that's the point, right?
Yeah.
But you just barely miss it out of your reach, and maybe you even think it dodges a little bit right as you're reaching for it, and maybe even like and off into the distance.
Fair enough.
The rest of you, freaking Neo just spazzes out over to the side, like chasing some bug. Looks like just like a cat jumping for a bug.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay, Neo?
I'm gonna help Neil Lilfineth up.
Did none of you not? Nobody else see that?
Yes, I saw
Razor.
Whoa.
You had to have seen the spark.
I did, and I know
What?
I have a hunch as to where it's going.
But also,
what?
it might be sentient in some form. Because it dodged me,
Well,
which
that's
is very rude.
That's very disconcerting.
When to wrap up you sink through it. The spear goes like all the way through. Like there is a burning hole as the spear kind of dissipates from your hand. And then you feel exhausted. You have a consequence. Exhausted. Minor consequence. You're exhausted.
Consequence, exhausted.
As like the energy, it takes a lot out of you. I mean, literally.
Mhm.
Go figure.
I kind of
I was thinking
I
of
slumped down.
charging like stress for it, but I think just a consequence here at the end is. We'll go when you keep advancing. I'll tell you the stats for your summoned shit.
Mhm.
Fall to my knees, and I put my hands on my thighs, and I hunch over, like I'm breathing heavily. Some sweat is kind of dripping off my nose onto the ground.
You're a hand with a small bottle of some whiskey or something appears right in front of you, and is like, the drink I owe you. And it's
She
the
likes
boss.
rum better, or tequila.
Tequila.
Know what they say about that?
It's like water, though. It's actually water. She's like, you probably need water.
I guzzle it down and I say breathlessly, thank you. And I hand it back up to him
Steps
as I try to
back.
get up.
From you, the soldiers are eyeing. They're like looking at you like you just did some crazy woo magic of some sort.
She got dead.
They look impressed. They're kind of, and then Commander Aldrich is like, "Get secure the area, perimeter sweep, fasten the hatches, and pull up the Wikipedia." And whatever people say.
Right.
And people start running around. And he comes up to you, Wing, and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Are you all right?"
Think so, but I wouldn't mind a hand up.
He cuts off his hand and gives it to you.
Hey, but I'm surprise! This guy is Shea Gorath. Now we know.
God, that makes sense.
It's funny you should mention that.
Never
Billy.
mind, he's Zoidberg. What's happening?
Same thing.
Uh,
I shakily stand up on my legs.
He helps
Do
you
you
up.
know? Do you know what that thing is, by chance? Have you encountered it at all? Or anything like it while here?
No, we've been here for a few weeks and I haven't seen anything like this. Is this just laying here this entire time? We need to be careful. There's also
Well,
like a
keep
big
that in
hole in the
mind.
ground where this thing popped up from.
Well, with any luck, the weird magic thing that went off in that direction is what was responsible for animating it, so in theory, you're fine for now. She says like she's an authority on magic. She's
Right. We should investigate where that spark went.
or where it came from. When you were investigating those pillars over there, that's where it came from.
Vale was looking down, and there was this little button thing. I look over at Vale pointedly. Something wasn't right with it, but he found it.
Well, looks like we have at least 3 avenues of investigation.
I think we sh-
Volunteers?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to go investigate where the spark went.
Since it went off into the mountains, I would advise waiting until after night has fallen. It's afternoon, it'll be evening soon, and those mountains are very far away. If anything like this dragon thing has been animated again, we should go together. One needs to rest.
I'm leaning at this point like heavily on big muscle guy because I'm very exhausted.
Yes, Wynn's just out of mana.
Oh, what? That's not magic. I did.
What
Win.
would you call it?
Impressive.
That,
Something-
yes.
Something else, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry.
In time, your magicka reserves will improve.
She almost looks dead on her feet.
Much like any muscle, it just needs to be worked out.
Let's
But I can do.
set up camp for now.
It's over there. Point
All right,
at that ramshackle.
In the meantime, while you guys are setting up camp, I'm going to investigate that pillar a little more. See if there's anything I missed.
You want some company?
Sure. I'll also have to investigate that dragon as well. Actually, dragon first, pillar second.
Priorities.
Can
At least make sure that this thing is deactivated. Try
Can
and
that
figure out what
metal-
makes it tick.
metal coating on it be used for, I don't know, smithing or something, Bertolas?
Well, yeah, maybe. Can I go see, can I see, like, maybe what kind of metal it is?
It's
Oh,
it's oh, it's ebony.
Why?
it's in like
Oh.
ebon armor?
Yes.
Ebony armor. I don't. Ebony isn't a metal, right?
Oh.
Ebony is a metal.
Oh. It is
Elder
in.
Scrolls.
It's not a real metal though.
It's not a real metal, no. It's in Elder
Ebony.
Scrolls.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls ebony.
Oh, that's...
It's dark.
Okay, so this is
That's
ebon
pretty
armor.
intense.
I mean, so, like, yes, but I don't have the skill to work with it.
Do you have the skill to
Yet.
harvest it? And we can find
mean-
someone who can make something out of it, or can teach you to make something out of it. It'd be quite a skill to have.
Probably can't hurt to try. I doubt we would be able to drag this anywhere. So,
Might be able to break off a few bits of it, though.
yeah. Yeah.
Would be quite the drag.
Like very like lightly, she goes, ah.
Oh,
her-
I can take wind now. Thank you for your assistance, sir. Except that Win is heavy, and I am not strong.
Yeah.
Or
And,
tall.
Like Win tries to
Or
help
tall.
you as you like help hold her, but you can tell like her entire body is shaking, trying to help you hold her up.
I gotta have some strength to use a bow. Your back and arm muscles have to be pretty damn good to use heavy bows.
Got some good looking shoulder muscles.
It's my core that's probably pretty terrible. But we'll get you over to a tent. I'll get you settled in, some water, some food.
Uh,
Win is almost kind of like is really soaking up the attention that Neolophinus is giving her. But is trying to come off tougher than she actually is at the moment.
Due to my trouble, you get literally no change in reaction.
Oh, I see a little bit of change. I have known you for 3 months.
Months.
it's
Months.
subtle,
And
but it's
I noticed the little changes.
maybe
I
not.
might be hyper aware. Who knows?
Maybe she's reading into it. Maybe Win is just.
I mean, that is true. Win could be reading into it, but she thinks that the feeling may be like growing mutually, hopefully.
If only I had facial expressions to assist you in figuring this out.
That is true.
Aha.
But I mean,
Uh,
secondary, that big muscle guy is also a good option because he is also. I don't know. Actually, he's not really up to her par.
and he's pretty attractive.
She has different tastes.
So, Razor, you want to make a scholarship check first, and then we can have Bertilis make a smithing roll to see if you can pull that metal off.
Yep.
Going to be hard to effectively pull this off, Bertilis. As you're kind of taking a look at how to do this, Razor starts examining, opening its mouth, kind of looking in. You get a little blade to try and find spaces between the metal to kind of cut in and look. And what you realize is that this is a horse that has been modified, twisted, and changed.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's the size of a horse because it was a horse. Parts of it though are like it's missing. The left front arm, the skinny, the little kind of weak looking one is there's basically no. I should say there's not a lot of flesh left on the horse in general. What you're finding are bones. You find like maybe petrified organs inside. But yes, what it looks like to you is that somebody took a horse, did some horrible magic crafting on it, and made this thing.
This is very disturbing. Yeah, so I'll just sort of grimace at it and won't say much about it as I'm looking through it until eventually I'm done looking at it. I think
So what is it?
concludes. Well, it was a horse.
This was a horse?
Somebody very knowledgeable in magic, specifically flesh shaping. Brutally shaped this creature's flesh into something that was unnatural, and then coated it in this ebony metal. I can imagine the process was extremely painful.
Yikes.
Which leads me to believe that the individual responsible for this was incredibly mad.
Could it be like a Daedra?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I suppose it could have, but this... Unfortunately, this was most likely done by a mage.
Oh,
A mage that is skilled with alteration and enchantment.
Good call, bro. I like that. Yeah. Making me look good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you were in the Mages Guild, right? Do you
Yes.
know anyone who could have done this?
Had to have been somebody very skilled, that's for sure. This is not a simple task. Somebody who's at least equivocable to my skills in alteration. And somebody who's probably got more skills in enchantment than I do. Suppose it's possible a group of mages did this, but I don't know. Something about this makes me think that it was just one powerful mage that did this. I can hardly imagine a group of mages being able to stomach making.
I was gonna
whatever
say, this
was.
is a whole lot of crazy right here.
Right.
It'd be far hard to find this many crazy people.
Agreed.
they could have been desperate instead of crazy. You said the insides are petrified? Could be age in addition to magic. If this place is what we think it is, it's old.
Possible. Regardless, I've learned about all I can from this thing.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get much of this stuff off.
Yeah, so you maybe get like one piece that's you get totally separated. You can get the other parts out, but they're stuck. They're on the inside of them. On one side, there's like this. I mean, you could try at it with the dagger, peeling, trying to get it off, but it's like this weird bone.
I don't
Maybe
think I
one
have the
thing,
stomach for that.
another clue
Right.
for you, Razor, here is that like
Mhm.
the like the skin from
Mhm.
it's like old leather. It looks
Right.
like it's this whatever this is. At least the horse has been dead for a long time.
Right. Gross.
Yeah, you maybe have one piece. I mean, if you stayed at this day in for a while, Bertolus, you could maybe get the rest, but it's gonna take a while.
Pass.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't
And
blame
you'll
you for not
probably
having the stomach for this.
Dole
This
or
is
break,
gross.
whatever.
Regardless, I suppose I'll finish my investigation of the pillar and then rest until we're ready to head out.
Okay, so back to the pillar then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll head over there with him.
Yeah.
You think Vale can heal my exhaustion, or can I just wait until tomorrow and it goes away?
I mean, I could try restoring her mana and see if that works.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting experiment at the very least.
Let's try restore magicka. See if that works.
Does not rejuvenate win. You don't feel, Razor comes up to you and is like, I'm going to try and restore your magic. Does not seem to do anything. You don't rely on magicka to summon it.
Interesting. Huh. Well, it appears I was wrong. Although,
my.
unfortunately, it would seem that you use your own life force to summon this weapon.
What does that mean? Like, that means I shorten my life because I use that?
I don't know if it's... I suppose yes, but the amount of shortening would be so minuscule, it's hardly noticeable.
Or it may be a kind of magic we're not versed with yet. I know I certainly haven't spent a lot of time in the deserts up until this adventure with you.
That's fair. It could just be that it just siphons off your, energy reserves that you have, so just physically straining on you. Regardless, I'll try and do a little bit more research on it.
But I don't want to
Research.
feel this all the time if I use it. Is there a way of, even by your means, getting stronger?
I think if you focus more on your training, it'll get easier. And perhaps it'll be a lot less draining once you learn to master this ability.
Get ingredients for restore endurance potions.
But I think you're going to do all right. You did quite well.
Thank you.
Very impressed with your progress.
I gotta practice, though.
Yes. I think if you practice even just simple visualization techniques of remembering how it felt to summon the spear and just not going forward with it, but just practicing that feeling and understanding it. I think that'll help.
And you'll help?
Yes. I can definitely teach you visualization techniques that I use in my own magic, so I think that it could transfer well to your training.
Great. Thank you.
And as you work on that, try eating one of these. I hand her a Cinnabar Polypore Yellow Cap, which primary effect is restore endurance and secondary effect is fortify endurance. Just go ahead and eat it raw. I don't have anything to mix it with to make it more powerful, but maybe it'll help just a little bit.
I mean, I give it like a dubious look, but I chew on it.
Probably doesn't taste amazing.
I'm trying
But
not to
you
make a
just don't
face.
you don't just eat raw alchemical ingredients?
No,
How else do you know what they
Neolithomap,
do?
because we're not all wood elves.
Met a few Khajiit and other folk that just, you know what? Don't worry about it. Did it help?
Did it?
Okay, you wanted to do more at the pillar?
Yeah, I wanted to just double check and make sure I didn't miss anything on the pillar. Make sure there's nothing that's like
Yeah, give me another
an
either.
evil sleeps here.
You can do what, but perception or scholarship.
I'll
depending
do
on what you're
scholarship.
trying to do here.
I'm looking for more of like what these carvings mean and shit. I got a 5.
Yeah. it appears that as you're kind of looking at this thing some more, kind of digging around and going around the whole thing, it goes into the ground a bit, and you think you kind of wish you had like some sort of excavating equipment here to kind of dig down and see what's under. It goes down further, like there's the ground or the on the symbol, the image, shows a flat plane underneath with a hole in it, and then that kind of goes right to where the actual ground comes up, and then there might be more down there. You could spend the rest of the day digging if you really wanted to, or I don't know.
I might go to the commander.
Sure.
Who's asking around. Commander, if I might have a moment.
Yes, Denmer.
I believe there's more to this pillar. Sadly, most of its engravings are buried. I understand if you may not want to dig up this pillar or order your men to dig up this pillar, but I do think that it's the information on it could be useful in figuring out why we were attacked by whatever that was.
You're a mage.
Yes.
He kind of looks around and he's like, all right. Yeah, I can have a few of the soldiers to help you dig around it.
I would appreciate that. Of course, I'd
but
be
I have
willing
to be honest,
to
I'm
share
not sure we're going to stay around here much longer. If any more of those are lurking around.
Right. Well, I'm hoping this might shed some light on that. Any information I learn from this pillar, I will be more than happy to share.
Okay. Yeah. Anything you guys, the rest of you, the three of you, anything particular you want to do right at this moment?
I'm just recovering. Hopefully getting my exhaustion wiped clean. But that's basically all
Resting.
I'm doing. Is simply just resting, talking to whoever stands next to me and talks to me. Maybe I don't know because I'm exhausted.
Okay. Yeah, you're laying just on a bedroll, or is it? Do you have
Just on a bedroll.
next to the fire? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bertolus, Neo? You just move.
I think I go find Sorias and just have a conversation with him.
Sure.
Just, for memory's sake.
Just like it's almost like a small talk type thing.
Yeah.
Not super serious. Yeah. He tells a little bit of his story of how he was a knight in the Knights of the Dragon, and he met somebody who he fell in love with, and he went to go track them down in the Imperial City. Like, there's a long story that's involved there, but eventually it ends with him joining the Imperial Guard. And he did that for a number of years. Then the Oblivion Crisis happened. He was lucky, and then he got a little bit of leave to go back home. That's when you saw him just a little while ago. You saw him for maybe a week or two, off and on, and then he came back and rejoined up with the Imperial Guard because they needed the help, even with his bum leg. And then there was some strange politicking going on that he understands, and somebody in the Senate, the Imperial, the Elder Council, uh, the suspicion is they wanted the Imperial Guard out of the city. And this is, he says, this is everybody. This is everybody. We used to have, our numbers were, a regiment of 1,000, but now it's just these 98 of us left.
Is it through attrition or?
And the recruitment is because the Elder Council has to give approval for, and they keep using the reason that there's no Emperor, so there's no need for an Imperial Guard. So we haven't recruited at all over the last year and a half. I was able to join because I was already once in the Imperial Guard. Oh, and he also taught, he wants to see your moves, and he's like, maybe spar with one of his...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and he perhaps hints at potential stunts and things that people in the Imperial Guard have access to.
Oh, hey.
Just, yeah.
Well, I mean, if they ever...
We could...
I am like you, I am, and then, well, I'm still a squire. But, maybe if they start recruiting again, though there seems to be a lot of politics going on.
Yeah, and you have your other quest. I don't know how the oaths to the Imperial Guard and the...
For now, I have to focus on this mission.
I would almost take an act of one of the divines to turn things around here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If only one of them would do something.
If only.
Neo, yeah, what are you up to? What do you do?
I know we're technically probably safe, but color me the paranoid wood elf that I am. I'm gonna keep watch. Probably find a high
perception.
point.
Yeah, roll perception.
Maybe have some fun in my new Moragtong gear. Mean mugging anybody who looks at me. No, I won't bother with that. That would require facial expressions, and I'm too stoic for that. Jesus.
Fine.
Perception, please.
It's starting to get a little bit later. The sun's dipped. The sun has the mountains on the west side. The sun's just is going behind them, so it's starting to get darker. Still light, still light enough that you can see well. Off in the distance, so you're in a little valley, mountains on either side. And there's trees that kind of start a little ways out from the fortress. Right where it starts to get steep, where it goes up, there is a person you see walk between a couple of trees, comes out from the other side, you swear with different clothes on, and then trips and falls.
I feel like what you want me to do is go out there alone and investigate.
Nah.
Well, let's see. Bertolus is having a polite and hopefully heartwarming conversation with an old friend of the family. Wynn is literally exhausted and asleep, probably soundly. Don't want to disturb her. Razor's got investigations that he's doing and smart magic people stuff. Vale is unreliable in a fight, so yeah, looks like I'm going alone.
Excellent.
So let's go observe at a closer distance whatever this person is doing.
So you make your way down from your position where you managed to climb up on one of the edge of the wall or part of one of the crumbling towers, so you make your way down, start hanging out there. As you're getting closer, you realize you don't see where the person went. You don't know. You saw them trip and fall, but they seem to have gotten up and left, gone somewhere since then. You don't see them right this second. I mean, another perception check, perhaps?
They went behind a tree and apparently changed clothing rather quickly. There might be clothing left behind to investigate.
Hmm.
Do another perception. Ooh. Don't let me down. Didn't let me down. We're pretty consistent tonight, team.
You come up, you're looking around, you're like right at the spot where you thought you saw them. You look around, no clothes. You look even closer. There's a suspicious lack of footprints. Kind of.
Right.
And then you hear like a branch snap, and then cursing. Somebody curses. By the nine divides. Daedric. Crap. I don't know what Elder Scrolls curses are.
Fair enough. Sheogorath, be your party guest.
Yeah. Yes.
That would suck so much.
Wouldn't that suck?
Or would it be the funnest party?
Let's find out. What do you do?
Well, there's no footprints. I'm assuming there's no indent in the snow where there should be an indent in the snow.
Mhm.
Or dirt or ground or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
there's a little
pictured
bit of snow
this
around.
whole
I
time.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of snow here and there.
Far north in the mountains. It's Skyrim. Everything has snow. I will sneakily investigate, assuming that I will be stealthy. I think I need to make my sneak better, team.
Nah, you're fine.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. I like my dice tonight. They're being very cooperative. Oh, that's not good.
So you kind of sneak your way towards where you heard the snapping branch and the cursing. Kind of make your way. There's a boulder that you kind of peek around, laying on the ground, maybe 10, 15 feet ahead of you. Arm in a hole, like shoved way into a hole. A man. Looks kind of strange, like weird skin color, eyes kind of look, maybe they're, yeah, there's no, what's the part of your eye that,
The whites,
Cornea?
the pupil,
it
the
looks like
iris.
it's faded. The iris, the pupil iris bit
Mm.
is faded, and it's almost just gray-white across the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Arm in a hole in the ground, and turns and looks at you as you kind of poke around. Yes, hello. If you could help me, I appear to be stuck.
What are you doing out here?
Well, you see, after I died, I was chasing this here mountain beaver into its hidey hole here because it had stolen one of my more valuable possessions, and so I now I'm stuck.
And why are you chasing a mountain beaver?
It stole my sock case.
You have a nice night, sir.
One does not own a knight. At
I'm
least not.
gonna turn to leave.
At least
'cause
not us
whatever that
normal
is,
people.
I don't want to be involved.
Perfect. Yeah. So you turn, walk away. I mean, there's silence as you leave, and yeah, I think we'll call it there. That's what we're in the session.
Dope.
Are
I
you
don't
serious?
actually know that Neo would recognize Sheogorath. He's not one of the Deidre that I pay attention to. So, if that was who it possibly could have
That-
been,
No, it wasn't him. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't think.
Why
it was,
would he
there's
be
a,
here?
There's a crazy man in the mountains. I'm gonna go back to camp. Probably tell Razor what just happened.
Yeah.
And see what he thinks.
Yeah.
There's a crazy man in the mountains.
He was chasing a
Yeah,
mountain beaver down a hole for stealing his sock case. He might have been blind in one eye, but he definitely wasn't all there.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat that again so I know I didn't mishear it?
Yes,
The
there's
whole thing.
a crazy man in the mountains who's got his arm down a hole as
Mhm.
he's chasing a mountain beaver who stole his sock case. He might be blind in one eye. It's hard to tell.
All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna go check that out then.
I'm gonna go get Bertolus and probably wake up Wynn.
I'd
'Cause
let them.
I don't trust that at all.
Well, I'd let them rest.
If it is not just a crazy man in the mountains, I don't want to risk it. We did fight whatever the heck that dragon horse monstrosity was.
Mhm.
Seems a little too unusual to be trusted.
Almost sounds kind of like that elf that I encountered before. But no.
Lucas.
But no.
You encountered an elf like that? How? What?
Strange elf. Like you.
I'm not that strange.
No, I'm not saying you're strange. I'm just saying
Well-
there was an elf like you,
Bertolus.
but they seemed a little bit more strange than I would think they would be. But I don't know.
No
I mean,
more
if you're
strange
using
than
me as a gauge for strange, then I feel your parameters are probably off.
I mean,
Right.
you are one of the first, if not the only, I've met so far.
Then shouldn't I be your gauge for normalcy?
I mean, you are. Which
Now
is
I'm
why the other one is
confused.
off.
Yes, this is probably where Vale would chime in with like, well, if there's a man in the woods with his arm stuck in a hole, we should probably help him.
It's true.
It's
The
true,
whole
yes.
party gets up to go meet the crazy man in the woods.
Yep,
Because of Veil.
pretty much.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's the end of the session. We're done.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, kept it a little bit shorter
Mhm.
this time.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm tired and Greg's not here, so
Right.
wanted to. This session, I've been doing like my prep. I was like looking at maps of the region and figuring out where I want to have people go and like what the whole stuff with like the blood of the dragon is gonna be and what's gonna happen after you guys go back. I did not actually do much prep for this specific session. Mostly just made it up. So
Fair enough.
It was great.
yeah, it worked.
It's a good like stepping stone to whatever kind of crazy shenanigans we're gonna get into.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, people on chat. A few
Yep.
guys. Thanks for coming, hanging out, and
Yep.
thanks for playing. And we'll see you probably in 2 weeks. 2
Yep.
weeks.
Wait, hold on. Maybe not.
Maybe
At
not.
least you
Uh-oh.
won't see me.
All right. So yeah, well, it's
Actually, you will.
undetermined.
You will. You will see me.
Okay.
Nope, you
All
won't.
right. All right.
What? What?
But look, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll see. We'll see.
Exciting stuff. This is good TV. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.